Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here, trying to still work with this new tripod here that I'm having a little bit of trouble with, but it's not too bad. And obviously I'm filming things on my cell phone now, instead of my crappy webcam that I was doing for years. So, I have a new video that I'm doing right now. What am I going to be talking about? I'm going to be talking about the current crisis of the C virus. So, before I go any further, I'm going to mention that I have some opinions I'm going to be expressing in this video that might be a little controversial, but no more controversial than anybody else has probably had certain points of view. So, I'm going to be talking about two things: blame, and also I'm going to be talking about the left-right paradigm, so forth. First things first. So there's a lot of blame that is going around about why this became such a crisis and who was wrong, who was right. And I would say that both sides are right in regards to this, unless you're a conspiracy theorist, which I'm not going to entertain in this video or on these videos in general. I have my Esotercy podcast, as I previously mentioned, that I'm going to be talking about this subject in. I might actually talk about it more than once, because kind of things shift all the time with regards to my opinion about it. So the first things first is that first we're told there was a World Health Organization. I don't know if it was a tweet or it was. I don't think it was a tweet, but it was something in that it claimed there was no human transmission, human to human, for some reason. I don't know where I read that. I don't know if it's true. Please correct me. I was reading some of this stuff. I do know, though, that first they said masks aren't effective, and then they said they were, and then they've been going back and forth. It's just like, I think that's really foolish and just doesn't really smack of competency with regards to the situation. Now, there's also about Trump. So, Trump did disband the pandemic unit that Obama had, and I think that might have hurt a lot of things going forward. So, or what's going on right now. Now, overall, what I would say is that I saw this video, by the way, of the World Health Organization, and I don't know if it was somewhat doctored or anything, but there was this woman from Taiwan. She was interviewing one of the people from the World Health Organization. They refused to say the word Taiwan, all this controversy. I think if any of that stuff is true about World Health Organization kind of softening things because of China and all that, because of their relation to the Chinese government, I think if any of that stuff's true, it's awful. Overall, though, I think everybody in this is kind of making shit up as they go along. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. I'm going to get a cup of coffee here. I just need to drink some coffee. Got some coffee in my thing there. So I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. I think Trump didn't know what he was doing. I don't think the World Health Organization does. And I don't think anybody does, really, in this situation. It's the unfortunate thing about new disease, or whatever. A new manufactured disease for all of us to get and have implants with the number of the beast on it, or whatever, Bill Gates and Donald Trump and QAnon. I'm just, I'm just making a joke. It's a joke! Or that other thing, which is can't get my does that look like that letter? I don't believe that stuff, by the way, so please don't. I'm just trying to say my opinion, okay? So I don't believe a lot of that stuff. There's some truth to some conspiracy stuff, but I think for the most part, what I've seen the past couple weeks, what I've read, there's incompetency across the board, and just people that just don't know what the hell they're doing. Now, whether that's because of, politics, bureaucracy, and or not having an experience with a brand new disease, I don't know. I can't say, but I say that we don't know. Now, I was going to do a separate video for this, but I decided just to throw it all in one video. Did I have the C virus at some point? I think I might have mentioned this in a previous video. I'm not sure. I think I might have, because in January, I was sick for like two and a half weeks. And I had these symptoms where it was like my normal flu, but it was just like a lot worse with the fever for a while. I had like a fever I felt like I had a fever for like a week. And I remember something about taste or smell or something too. I was so out of it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I was going through some winter depression too, honestly, but like, I felt really weird. So one of the things about that though is I couldn't breathe I was out of breath a lot. And that's what makes me think that it might have been the C virus. But I know it wasn't supposedly like this spread out in the United States at that point in time, but you never know. Who knows? So I hope I had it in a way. I would love to have an antibody test so I could know, but I don't know. So I just had to say, I think people want to say World Health Organization's bad, Trump's bad. Well, they're both full of it, okay? They just don't know what is going on. There's all this politics involved, and that's why they've messed this up so badly. I mean, that's my opinion. China has their own problems, and then that spills over to the World Health Organization, and then Trump has his own problems, as we all know. Not that I'm voting for Joe Biden anytime soon, because he can barely knows where he is a lot of the time, and he's not a member of Spinal Tap. And that's if he were a member of Spinal Tap, then the band Spinal Tap, and didn't know where he was, or it's a joke, okay? But I don't like Joe Biden. I'm not voting for him. I refuse. I'll vote for a third party person. You voted for Trump. I gotta follow everything that the mainstream media tells me. Trump bad. You vote for other people. You vote for Trump even though you're voting for conscience. Well, whatever. That's your problem that you believe that. I have arguments with people about that all the time. I've had arguments for many years because I vote for third party. I vote third party pretty often. But I'm off on a tangent there. Anyways, it's nobody's blame, but it's everybody's blame with this crisis. And that's one thing we got to consider with Trump and the World Health Organization. Do I think he should defund them? Well, there should be a bipartisan commission, equal number of Democrats, whatever, and Republicans investigating the W.H.O. for stuff that happened with this. But there's, maybe they could investigate Trump too at the same time. Do both, I guess they've already done that a lot of the time, but we all know it's just he dragged things out a while with some of the intelligence reports supposedly, and World Health Organization said not to wear masks. It's like both sides are just incompetent. They just don't know what they're doing. They make it up as they go along. First we shouldn't wear masks, then we should wear masks. And politicians tell us not to wear a mask. Then we should, then we shouldn't. Shouldn't. First we're going to be cleared by April 15th. Be able to talk to people less than 6 feet away again. Now we're going to social distance until 2022. Blah, blah, blah. All these articles, all these people, it's just maddening. So I think it changes day by day. Read a lot of stuff, look at a lot of statistics, do the math. I've been doing the math for about a month, and a lot of the stats are pretty consistent. I'd say, I don't know much about virology. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. I'm not an epidemiologist or anything like that, but I will say that with all the math that I've done on this, 0.3 to 0.7% mortality rate, while regular influenza is about 0.1 and they have vaccines. So it's about 5 or 6 times worse and more communicable. So it is a threat, but do I think we should lock down the entire country forever till 2022, not have concerts, blah, 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 It's like, I don't know, And I will admit, this whole thing got in the way of progress after I faced some really tough times early this year. And the problem with that is that it's like I have to go within now and do all these self-help courses and all this stuff. Like, well, I wanted to be out there, and doing stuff, but there's good news though, is that coffee shops where I live, it was like a couple weeks ago, I drove by some of my favorite coffee shops, and they were closed. And I think what happened was, once they started to get their safety measures together, I thought they were all closed. I thought every coffee shop was closed in my town, because of this whole thing. But I think it was temporary, and then they reopened with more safety measures, and just, you have to go in, you can't sit down. But I was there the other day, or yesterday, actually, at a coffee shop. First time in a long time. And I went crazy because I bought a mint mocha and a London Fog, because those are 2 of my favorite drinks. And I was so happy. The guy wasn't wearing a mask at the counter. You walk around, people aren't wearing masks. It's just a fact. That's just the way it goes. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't wear a mask or anything like that. Anyways, I'm kind of going into blather territory. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just had that message, is that we don't know what's going on. We're going to have to deal with this uncertainty. People don't know what they're doing. Some of that is because they haven't experienced this before. Some of that are, these doctors haven't seen anything like this before, unless they're part of the whatever cabal you believe in or whatever. Maybe it's true or whatever, or that that number in that letter I'm trying to do. Can you see it? I don't know. Anyways, see ya.